Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. And for those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. I hope that all of you are having a good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you get to watching this message. Please make sure you guys are familiar with my full legal disclaimer. It is in the description box below. But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Also, this contract includes shadow banning, the gatekeeping of my messages, and the copywriting of my messages. Everything said on this platform is copyrighted by God and the Holy Spirit, so do not steal messages from them. Okay, so now we're going to do the prayer. So as I call upon the archangels, the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, and the divine, I would like to ask that you continue to give me protection for my life's work and mission here on the earth. I would like to ask for the full armor of God. Thank you. And also, I would like to ask that Archangel Michael and the Most High, please block anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. This includes the draining of my energy. Anybody that would come onto my platform knowingly or unknowingly and drain my energy, I would like them to be removed, and I would like to be protected and shielded from that. And I call all of my energy and my power back to myself. Okay, so now I like to ask that you please block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. And I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Give me 1 second. I need to go get an allergy medicine. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, I pray into thy holy presence, Most High God, and meditate upon your divine will. If there's any other messages that you have for me, I am open for that. Oh, I am having a good morning. I hope that you're having a good morning as well. So look at that, the hangman on the bottom. That is hilarious to me. Oh yeah, as you guys come into the live stream, please like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed, all that good stuff. So I put all my cards back up in the upright, I guess is what I would call them. So I like starting that way because I feel like we're just going to get a more positive reading with it that way. But I guess if some of the cards need to be turned around, they will do that. They'll fall on the floor or whatever. But yeah. So the download that I got was that this death magic, we're calling judgment on it. I am sick and tired of somebody trying to cause you guys to go broke, to go homeless, to be on the streets and whatever other this nonsense. It's nonsense. It's truly nonsense. Why somebody wants you to fall this bad. They keep sending you death magic and it's like, why? Like literally, it never works. It's not going to cause an ending in your life. It's ending theirs. This is why you don't play around with, I don't know if these are like underworld deities, if they're considered demons or whatever they're called, but like these are deities that are not of the living. They're not alive. They're like dead. They're dead. They're underworld deities. So, I mean, they're alive in their sense of being like a deity, but they're like working in the underworld. So they're like death deities. Does that make sense? Like they're deities that help the dead when they pass over or cross over or whatever. So, okay, for example, Ereshkigal. She is a Babylonian death goddess. She's a sister of Inanna, who is Ishtar. And if you know about the whole story of Inanna going to the underworld to get her lover back and her sister unalives her, it's this whole thing. Kind of like the Fates, but not exactly. These deities basically rule over the dead. So that's what I want to say. They're death deities because they like rule over the dead. They watch over the dead. Maybe they judge the dead, and maybe they help the dead get to the place that they need to get to. Like, because a lot of times people will actually reincarnate. Welcome in, Fashionista. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Both of you guys, I hope you're having a beautiful morning. So yeah, so they're working with some type of energy, death on the bottom as we speak of it. People, they have balls, man. I would never think that summoning something that watches over the dead. Well, I guess Santa Muertes may be the one exception for that. Oh, you were until your ex reached out? Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. I knew that he was going to do that. Oh, good. 3 women, yeah, in the tarot reading yesterday are coming in to help you or be around you. Well, I hope that that is true. The 3 women could be those 3 fates. I don't know if you so whenever you're watching tarot, this is why developing a yes and no answer question system with yourself is so important. Because then you could ask yourself, okay, are these going to be 3 women in the physical or 3 women in the spirit? You keep seeing them in dreams. Yeah, they're definitely in the spirit. They are like the fates. Maybe the fates are called something else in Greek mythology. But yeah, 3 women. Look at that, death on the bottom again. So yeah. Yeah. I love these. I love these 3 deities. They're guardians. You know what they're doing, Girl Gone? They're protecting you. They're protecting your destiny because somebody has tried to destiny swap with you. So they're shielding that. Somebody is in the 9 of Swords heavy. Yeah, they are definitely guardians. The guardians. They're definitely making sure that you reach your like place of destination for your destiny. Excuse me, for your destiny. They're going to make sure because they've seen somebody try to tamper with your guys' energy, especially these strings. They are past family. Yeah. From that lifetime where you were one of Hecate's daughters. I really feel like you've been in a position of one of the fates before. And so you're making this connection again, but what they're providing you help with is somebody trying to destiny swap with you. They're basically stopping that magic because the fates, they have a specific job to make sure that people reach their destined fate or their destiny. And where this person has tried to destiny swap with you, ooh, that was a bad idea. They were trying to do magic on you, the magician. They are very protective of you. Yeah, they're like literally, I see that one standing in the past, one standing in the present, and one standing in the future on your timeline. And each one's going to guide you to the next one, kind of like passing the torch over in a sense. But like basically, it's going to keep you on your path and then keep anybody else from coming onto your path, basically. All right. Let's see what we got here. Strength. You guys are so powerful. You guys are so strong. This strength is not like, it could be physical strength. Like you guys could be very physically strong, But I'm getting that this is more of a spiritual strength. You guys are very powerful in the spirit. You're very strong. You can tolerate quite a bit of bullshit. And even though you can, I don't think you should have to go through stuff like that. But just know that your tolerance is very, very high. You may actually have like a tolerance to a substance or an alcohol or something like that, where you can either consume a lot of it and not get drunk or not, have the effects of it. You've got something built up in your blood that is, well, it's helping you gain control. It's something that's in your blood that's a gift. It's a bloodline gift. It's helping you gain control. Oh, I was just being shown. I was listening to somebody's testimony yesterday, and they were telling me that there's always four of us. Yes. Yeah, four is the number you see a lot. Yeah, I was watching somebody's testimony yesterday, and they were basically talking about how they never believed that they were strong enough to complete any of the things that came their way. But then when they realized that it was God within them, they were able to tap into that superpower and basically overpower a lot of things that would have normally beaten them down. And that's what I'm getting, as somebody tried to beat you down. This also talks about being patient and not blowing up. I feel like somebody's been trying to trigger you, yes, but you're stronger than their triggers and DNA strand. That's exactly it. Yeah. And this also talks about, looking for support from a strong woman, which could be the fates, because they're also very strong. Like, this is why I would never do destiny swap, because the fates can actually change fate, and they will change it on the person that tried to swap with you, but not for the better. Like, not giving them a good fate. That's not good. These people are very dangerous people. Three of Swords. So because you're so strong, somebody is at a loss. Actually, there could be three people that are at a loss. There could have been three people that tried to destiny swap with you guys. This also talks about incompatible lover, cruelty, abuse, and separation causes emotional upheaval. His text had explicit graphic that basically said when two people have sex with love, heart opens and the energy between them both give and receive. Wow. Creepy. I would be like, no, I do not receive. I do not give. You have to be very clear with this weirdo, fashionista. Yeah, you have to be very clear with this person that you're breaking up with, that no, you do not, whether that's true or not, you're not giving. You are not willing to exchange anything with them. Because like I said, this person is a crook. They're going to be like, oh, we exchanged love so I can take whatever gift you have. No. Yes, absolutely. It is a very mystical way. They're dark in a mystical way. I think that's like the perfect description for them, actually. And so there's fates in Greek mythology and there's fates in Norse mythology. I feel like you're connected to both. Actually, I feel like both of you guys are connected to both. But yeah, I'd be like, no, I'm not willing to exchange any energy, any heart energy. My heart is open to God, but not you. And this is a thing that somebody has tried to change your heart. They want you to listen to your heart, not your mind. Well, it's more of you not listening to your abilities, because your abilities are going to steer you away from this person. And hell to the no, he should not be coming near you in any type of way. And I would rebuke any sexual contracts. Justice Mess said transfer of energy, translate emotional trauma, unlock info with your DNA. Wow. That's very creepy and very demonic and warlock sounding. Straight up. I would say no. I would say I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I would literally say that and don't ever contact me again. Oh God, that's so creepy. Yes, that's so funny, because this strength is in your DNA. This other person doesn't have this power. Like when I say, how Hercules, well, yeah, it is very creepy that person said that. Welcome in, Shaman Maria. You know how Hercules was super strong, or at least the legend of Hercules, aka Gilgamesh. he had a strength that came from a higher power. It was in his DNA. I'm getting that type of vibe. And so it may not be that you're a child of Zeus, but you are a child of some type of, higher energy. I just saw the Grim Reaper out of the corner of my eye. So this Grim Reaper is creepy. They're just waiting for this person to make the wrong move. So yeah, that's creepy. I didn't think that one would actually show up for this reading, but I guess it's going to be something that we talk about. And I don't think that the Grim Reaper is a bad thing. I think it's normal to fear death, okay? But knowing that death is an illusion, it's only a transition and it's a change, and it's some that we want. Okay, just think about how if death never came, how bad that would be for people, right? You know what I mean? So there is an element to it that makes it needed, but if when it comes to you guys, the Most High God will come down itself, okay, and take you back into heaven. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need to be afraid of whatever this underworld deity thing is. Like I said, it's a deity of the dead because it watches over the deceased that have just passed. And this, yeah. Okay, so they like to collect heroes in the physical. Okay, what else? So look at this. The strength in the world. Okay, part of your destiny has to do with the internet or the World Wide Web or being world renowned. That's just part of your strength. I've helped people all over the world, like all over. I feel like you have that same energy where you're going to help people that are all over. You had Reaper dreams. Wow. And you work with them to collect souls. So that could literally be what's happening here. I feel like whoever sent out this death magic is about to lose really bad. Devil. They're about to lose something precious to them. They're carrying the 10 of Wands. This could be like a group of people that is breaking up right now because the burdens that they're carrying are they're a bit too much. This person's going to want to come into your life and cast these burdens on you so that your life, this is reminding me of somebody that I used to assist. When I was assisting this person with spiritual work, my life became so freaking chaotic that and there was so much attacks because basically me helping this other person, maybe they had negative karma to pay or whatever, but me working for them, helping this other person was depleting my energy and it was making me sick, and then while I was working for them, helping them with their shit, I didn't have any time to work on my own stuff. So somebody may want you to put them before yourself, and that's something that you cannot do. God, in this day and age, God's not going to allow you to put other people before you, right? Queen of Pentacles, yeah. See, you're this Queen of Pentacles energy. So to further this, when they didn't pay me for like the last bit of work that I did, spiritual work, fighting their demons, I was like, you know what? I just realized nah, I'm done. There's nothing that these people could offer me ever again to make me battle their demons and deal with their karma and try to help them out of whatever bullshit. These people need to become responsible for their own selves. And maybe if I had not helped them, they would be responsible for themselves. But yeah, they just got used to me doing all of the spiritual work and I was having to do it for myself and for other people, and that's not cool. So that's why I feel like spiritual practitioners should be empowering the people to do the spirit. Like I did teach this person how to do the work themselves, but for some reason when they did it, it didn't work like it did when I did it. So I'm not for sure why though. But yeah, I used to burn candles and pray and all that stuff and get to work on their issues and fix things and heal them and all this shit. And they were extremely ungrateful for that. Not only did they not pay me back, but they were just extremely ungrateful because their relationship ended up having problems anyways. So I was like, okay, well, and I guess you don't need my services anymore. So I learned my lesson. Always make sure you help yourself before you help others. And if you can be available to help others, it's not your job to fix other people's relationship. It's not your job to keep people together. It's not your job to do the work for them. If they want to have a partnership, they need to do the work for themselves, you know? And I understand a lot of people, when you're going through intense spiritual warfare, I understand that a lot of people don't have the time or the resources to go get candles to pray, but you know, you got to make the time. Like if you don't have the time, this is why people realize that their life goes to shit, because they're not taking the time to do the necessary things like connect with God, meditate, pray, all that spiritual stuff that advances you, right? So I do feel like your guys' DNA is lighting up. Like I'm just seeing a spiral of DNA. You know how it kind of goes like this. And I'm just seeing it completely lit up with light. So there's going to be a lot of gifts that come online and register at this time. And so your guys' gifts, like you may be able to help other people, but just make sure that you're not overextending yourself. Because again, I should have had better boundaries, but I was learning myself, you know, like socially. Okay, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. Like I did not ever have friends. I had a couple of friends in high school, but something always ended up going wrong. The star. And I've tried to have friends since then, but it seems like people only want to be my friend because of this star trait. And then they end up draining me of my energy. And that's, if I didn't have these abilities, nobody would want me. Just like I was like how they perceived me before, because I didn't tell people I was psychic when I was a child. Actually, I told some children and they would tell their parents, and then I would be looked at really weird. But yeah. So you could have experienced something similar as well, being a very gifted child, being a starseed child. Yeah, and again, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody that is very fruitful. I feel like this person that's carrying a lot of burdens it's resembling that situation that I was in, where I was dealing with people that were not acting right. I was doing work for them, trying to keep them afloat, but they were not, you know, they were on illegal substances, and doing all this other shit like that. And I didn't really know about it. And so all of that stuff was bad karma. It's never going to be your responsibility to take on the karma of other people, regardless of this earth angel star seed energy that you hold. So that's the part where the death comes in, because that karma that these people were racking up is like death. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people will try to they'll see you over here being strong, and they'll try to throw that karma on you. And it's a no. Like you just return that energy back and call your energy back to you. That's all. That's basically what I mean. All I can do is give you guys examples of what I've been through, and then what I've done that works, and then what God says. But yeah, God's saying not to pick up other people's burdens because they are too lazy to work on themselves. And like in the situation, I had been working on one person in the situation while trying to keep people together and keep them be able to work their shit out. But then if I had worked on the other person, see, the person that I worked on, that person advanced significantly spiritually, but the other person I didn't work on, because they weren't as much of a believer or whatever. If I would have worked on them, they would have been the most successful one. So it's just like things work out the way that they work out, but we do have a little bit of control about what we think about things, how we perceive them. And, you know, you just have to watch what happens when you're around somebody. I was around them I would meet up with them every certain months, like every few months. And then I was doing readings every week for these people. And literally by helping these people when they didn't want to help themselves. I think that's what this is about. When they didn't want to help themselves, it put me in a position to be open to whatever they were dealing with, and their demons that were these people's legitimate real demons. They started attacking me. And so, yeah, some people want to throw their karma and their burdens on you, and they'll be like, can you take this away? Can you do this? I'm going to tell you right now that it's not your job to help everybody. It is your job to help your children, though, these starseed children that come in, and it is your job to help yourself. And like, when I needed stuff, these people were never there for me. Like, it was always a one-sided relationship. Be careful of one-sided relationships is what I'm saying. Because when it's somebody else that always needs you, I've had that experience with like almost everybody that in my life. It's like when I needed somebody, they were not there or not available. And obviously they couldn't be available if they can't even work through their own shit. How are they going to help me deal with mine? But to the point, somebody wants you to be their friend specifically for the sole reason of you carrying their karmic load for them. And I think that is a disservice to you, to be honest. They see you as a single, self-sufficient nine of Pentacles person. And you are, even if you're not single. I'm like, they see you as somebody that doesn't need, a system or whatever, or a man or a woman or whatever it is. But they see you as somebody that can stand on their own 2 feet. And so, yeah, if you allow other people to come in between your relationship with God, then you'll intertwine your energy on a quantum level with these people. And that is not what you want. You want your energy separate, their energy separate. And so, oh, thank you, Girl Gone. Okay, let's look at your Oracle sisters. I want to use the Witch's Tarot. So, yeah, what they want you to know is that your destiny, there's something about your destiny that you're going to be uncovering in your dreams. It's a big part. So basically you play a bigger part in this planet's ascension than you realize. There is something in your destiny that you're going to decode from a dream. I don't know if you've been visiting these people in the sleep, but like, I do feel like you're going to get a message from them. This has to do with somebody that's about to come into your life. So maybe this is a new job that you enter, or a new workspace, or something like that, or maybe a client. Yeah, there's something in your destiny that's greater. I feel like it's a twin flame relationship. So they want you to be aware of this person when they come in. Maybe this is going to be a business partner, but yeah, it's going to be definitely working on a new place. However you meet this person, when you meet them, you're going to have a dream about them. And you're going to be like, well, in the dream, I was working with them on a project or something like that. Yeah, this energy is coming in to basically elevate your ascension, because it's going to complement your energy in such a way. What they're showing me is like that it's going to extend your life. Literally, this person is coming in at the perfect time, because like you just walked away from something that was toxic and you're walking towards something that is beneficial now. The High Priest, this person could be a High Priest energy. See those keys right there? It's giving me big Hecate vibes. If you didn't know, Hecate is associated. She has some symbols. Keys are one of her symbols because she opens door. Well, she opens many doors. And then dogs and wolves are one of her symbols. So yeah, this High Priest energy is somebody that has some type of shamanism or spiritual study. You do dream about her. Yeah, absolutely. So this high priest is going to come in and give you some direction. I feel like this is somebody you're going to be able to work with. Ace of Wands, confirmation. Somebody that's very fertile, that's gone through a transformation, and that's very powerful. And wolves and werewolves, yeah. And dogs, for sure. So what they used to do in ancient Greece is they would, outside cemeteries, they would sacrifice dogs. I know this is weird. They would sacrifice dogs and then bury their remains right in front of the graveyard so that those dogs would watch over the dead. I don't know why I needed to tell you about that, but you may have like a hellhound type energy around you, but it's not negative. It's extremely protective. I do feel like your mediumship ability, your mediumship ability is about to expand. You could be hearing voices like little whispers. The fact that you're hearing them, look at this, Temperance, Archangel Michael energy, Sagittarius energy. This person could be a Sagittarius, but they're going to be very much somebody who helps you balance. They're going to be somebody that helps you balance. And I feel like it's financially. Yeah, Hecate's wolves are like family. I feel like this high priest energy is going to be the counterpart to your high priestess energy. What I'm being told is like, it may not be a love reunion, but it may be one where you're meeting up with somebody and working with them on a project or in a new company or for something like that. Queen of Pentacles again. Yes. Look at this person's going to help you moderate your finances so that you have something. So this could also be a financial advisor. They're going to help you moderate your finances and moderate your spiritual wealth. Look at the dog in that picture. I didn't even notice him. Yes, Michael absolutely likes this person coming in. And it's going to be coming in soon. It's like when you start this new job or whatever this thing is, you're going to meet this person. The Two of Swords. So when you meet this person, okay, you may feel like you're in a creative rut, right? When you meet this person, or there may be something in the dream that makes you feel like you're blindly having to take action on something. This energy is coming in to assist you so that you can get out of this one type of dream. Because if you enter into the other dream gate, there's two gates. It's like this high priest energy is coming to bring you from one gate to the other. If you enter into this other gate, this blockage, whatever it was, somebody's trying to block you for being the Queen of Pentacles, point blank period. But that's going to be removed because yes, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You could have been seeing 1111, 999, and 444, or 94 and 94. All of that's talking about this situation. I do feel like, I don't know if you have a dog or if you have a cat, or if you have an emotional support animal, but I get really good animal vibes. A lot of angel numbers lately. Yeah. They're screaming to you about this person that's going to come in. Look at that. The Strength again. The Sun. Look at that. So there's a mediumship ability. Now, what is mediumship? Mediumship is when you're able to communicate or channel the energies of either deceased people, of angels, of deities, all that stuff. Mediumship is being able to communicate. There was something when you were a child, okay? And this is something that your children have. There was a mediumship ability when you were a child that maybe you had a lot of imaginary friends. Somebody could have tried to tell you not to talk to the imaginary friends. I pretty much didn't like connect with people. Until I was like a teenager, I would go outside and I would run around in the yard and play with fairies and talk to fairies. And then my mom was like, you need to interact with people. Anyways, so I have that mediumship ability too. I feel like you were like that. You were always talking to nature. This ability is coming forward at this time because it was blocked. It was blocked. You may end up becoming a medium. If you want to work on this gift, what Archangel Michael is saying, if you want to work on this gift, the potentiality for it is you becoming a medium. Kind of like Teresa Caputo, if you know who, hopefully I said that right. Yes. You were called a weird child? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So was I. But we weren't weird. We were just different. Like you come from a different dimension. So obviously that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like you may want to work with this talking to heaven during virtue deck. You may want to work with that if you can get your hands on it. Hopefully they still sell it somewhere. Because that's going to help you channel the messages. I feel like all you have to do is really listen. And when you work with, so like when you, Archangel Michael's telling me that if anything wants to communicate through you, it's got to go through Archangel Michael first. So even if there is a deceased person, you don't need to be afraid of that because you've got Archangel Michael being the middleman between you and the spirit. And so, yeah, you have the ability to communicate with non-human ancestors. So, yeah. Which is also telepathy. And then I just felt something like tug on my hair. Look at that. The 9 of Pentacles. So this is going to make you single, self-sufficient. I mean, I also am getting that you have the ability to channel animals. Yeah, you are only 7. Yeah, I feel like you have the ability to channel animals. So you may end up, because when I saw the dog on this card right here, that puppy, I was like getting messages from that dog. So when people's pets pass over, and I want to believe that all dogs and cats go to heaven. They go to some type of afterlife. But there's not a whole lot of people who can read people's deceased pets, okay, and can communicate with them. I feel like you're one of those people that can do this. Now, people will pay you like $400 for 20-minute session. I mean, that's what I think years ago, like 5 years ago. So it's even more now. That's what I think. Somebody, I did a trade work so they could channel my aunt's deceased puppy. So you may want to think about that. Okay. Developing your mediumship skill to work with animals, to help animals, because that is a whole nother type of market that you could make a lot of money on the side working with that. Oh my gosh. Wow. See, you're such an earth angel, girl gone. You're such an earth angel. Yeah. See, you definitely know how to interpret the messages that animals give. And that's a skill that people will basically pay a lot of money for. This single self-sufficient energy is your energy, and it's because of these gifts that you hold. You may have 9 abilities, literally 9 different abilities that are all working together for you. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, so you protecting your peace at this time is so vital, because as these gifts grow and expand, the people around you are going to want to utilize you for these gifts. And so you'll just have to make sure that you set a price for it. You may end up developing a like a study course on how to communicate with your animals and how to interpret signs from them. But yeah. 9. So I'm getting that you've got clairvoyance, which is seeing, right? I'm getting also that You got clairvoyance. You've always had the clairvoyance though. Like these, like I was saying, these gifts you've had since you were a child. You incarnated with them. They're actually a part of you. You also have clairsentience. Clairsentience is when you feel something. So like when you get a bad feeling, that's what clairsentience is. You also have clairaudience, which is clear healing or healing. Okay, that's also another one. But you have clear hearing, so you can hear what spirits have to say. And then precognition is another one where you dream about things right before they happen. Or it could be that you have a vision as well. And then something happens. The next one I'm seeing is telepathy. You have the ability to communicate mind to mind. Yes. Yeah. Since you were a kid, your gift started. You're able to communicate mind to mind with beings. Look at this. Child pops out. That's so funny. So yeah, telepathy. And then we have whatever the gift is where you communicate with animals specifically. That's a whole another type of gift. Then you also have a gift here that has to do with art and painting and channeling with color. And then I'm seeing that you have a gift with writing as well and with prophesying. So you could prophesy somebody's destiny or fate. And then you could also write something like that down. So yeah. That's 9 different abilities that are all here for you to use and basically if you were to perform healings. I do get that you're an energetic healer as well. You may want to learn Reiki. And if you're going to do Reiki, just save up the money and do Holy Fire Reiki. It's the strongest. You notice when you do art, you space out completely. Yes, you enter into that creative energy where it just flows through you. And what you create, you end up being like, wow, why does this piece really bring me calm? Or this like piece of art. Like I can guarantee that if people would put your art in like mental health facilities, it would also cause other people to space out and just, kind of open up and release. And you journal a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Good. No, the journaling is great because I'm like the precognition is like a dream ability. And then this is showing me that, you may have to protect your children because your children are gifted. When I don't know if you take them to a Christian church or whatever, but I would just be very weary of doing this. Because I would be very weary of doing this. Okay. Just because I feel like your child and children, somebody may see the gifts that they have and then they may want that. So yeah. Okay. I don't know what your screen name is. I don't know why it's not showing the entire thing. So I'm doing questions for $20. If you could send me whatever the balance is on the 13, I will definitely answer your question. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, I'm doing $20 a question and I pull cards and then we talk about it. Just to let you guys know. But yeah, this is telling me that no, you're totally good. You're totally good. Oh, you did send the $6.99 last time. Okay. All right. Thank you for reminding me, Phoenix Empress. I completely forgot about that. All right. So give me 1 second. I'm going to finish Girlgon's question and then I'll move to yours. So what I'm seeing here is, Girlgon, you still have these children that are very gifted. Very much. I don't feel like your children are going to need to go through the healing process that you're going through right now. But yeah, you just want to protect them and make sure you pray over them because they've got these same gifts and they're going to use these same gifts as they grow. Because it's kind of like the gifts, basically, they all work on one another. They're like when one gift So like when you work with one gift and it gives you like a vision of something, then you can use clairaudience to hear the rest. I feel like these people that will want your children's abilities, they'll try to start shutting down each one of these pentacles, right? And that's why not taking them to a church is, I just keep getting warned about that. I don't know if they have friends that go to church, but they're predators at church, like straight up predators. Yes. Yeah, talking about it only with family. And I do think that that's a good idea, because again, if they were to express that they have these superpowers at school, they could get teased or somebody could bully them about it. And I do feel like your children are extremely sensitive and they're very open. They're like psychically open. Their third eye is open. So teaching them how to maintain a relationship with God is going to be really important when it comes to basically opening these different gifts. And because you're going to be learning and working with your gifts, you'll have the correct things. Yeah, what I'm being shown is you'll know how to explain for your children to use their abilities, and teaching them how to pray. You're very welcome. Let's get one more. Teaching them how to pray is really important, because I feel like you have starseed children. The 5 of Swords. Yeah. So, see there's a bunch of fairies in that picture. These fairies are protecting your child from some type of warfare that they would be going through with maybe another parent or something like that. So yeah, reminding them to only talk about it at home, but always encouraging them and making them feel safe that they can talk about it. And let's get 2 more cards to finish out the destiny, because the 5 of Wands, or 5 of Swords card. It's like somebody is going to come up against your child, but they're not going to be successful with it. So look at this, the Lovers. What did I say about that person that's coming in? That is so funny. They may not even be somebody that you're attracted to, this person that comes in to help you, but it's going to enrich your love life, you using your abilities. That's interesting. So there is a love union here. And then the World. Look at that, the World with Green Man. So you've got a definite connection to nature. Whenever you feel like your energy is being blocked, I would go out into nature. That's a very quick way of opening your gifts back up. You may want to also teach your children about nature. I know that they learn from school and stuff, but they don't learn the spiritual purposes for herbs, what you can use herbs to heal in the body. Also, you may want to, if your children like peppermint, I would make them peppermint tea, because any energy that they pick up from this other parent or other guardian, it seems to be negative energy. And so you'll want to teach your children how to on the spot basically ground their energies in and clear it out. And peppermint is, yes, starseed and rainbow children, peppermint is a great herb to banish those funky energies. And so, yeah, I would tell your child, if they were to start feeling irritated or upset or angry and not know why, then that would be a time to drink some peppermint tea and all that stuff. Yes, being adopted and going through abuse. Yeah, you walk with your grandma ranch barefooted to help you feel better. There you go. Teaching them that as well, because how they connect with the earth is really going to set the stage for how they're going to be able to connect with their abilities. Okay, so I hope that helped. Give me 1 second, Phoenix Empress. I will be right back. Okay. Drinking so much water. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, yeah, nature walks with your children, meditations, teaching them what it means when you see certain birds. All of that stuff is going to be beneficial. Okay. So, let's look at your question. Let me see. Go back up here. Career wise. Okay. So, where is it? Here it is. All right. Okay, so the what I'm hearing is that you're on the right track, but there's something that's entrepreneurial. Okay, that's weird to say. Entrepreneurial that's going to come forward. Yeah, it seems like that you've been working for other people for a time. Maybe this was earlier in your life, but I feel like you working for yourself is the best option. Okay. So yeah, I hope you're having a good day. We're using the Money Moves Oracle deck. Even though this is about career, it'll still give us information about money, career, the next best step to take. Expression. So using your throat chakra. Okay. I don't know if you feel comfortable with motivational speaking, but I do get that you're very good with affirmation. You have worked for others your entire life. Yeah. And it's time to switch that up, because I feel like when you work for other people, it kind of drains you. See, this expression card is talking about the throat chakra, using your voice to inspire other people. Now, the expression doesn't have to be you doing motivational speaking, but you may end up writing a book or a series of books that has to do with motivational. Like it's like would be motivational or about spiritual law, or about even if you just told your testimony of how you've gotten to where you are, that would be a really interesting book for somebody to read. And at this time, other people are very interested in this type of work, because I was telling you guys in many readings that in the future, the people that are going to rule the world, like be the most important people, are people that are artists, people that are content creators, people that basically express themselves either through writing, drawing, painting, that type of stuff. And it could, because AI takes over so much. I'm also getting that if you express your creative self, it's always been part of your destiny to work for yourself and to be creative. It's just you haven't had, I don't want to say you haven't had the courage, but you haven't had, like, all of the pieces haven't fallen into place until just frequently. Like just recently, all the pieces are starting to fall into place. And it's kind of like an eye-opening experience, because you're expressing your testimony is going to help other people do the same thing. So I don't know if you were working from home before, if you were working in an office setting, but this is something that you'll be able to do from home. Yeah, the environments that you worked at and currently are so draining. Yes. So books, but also this could be you having a platform or having a channel or having a TikTok, and doing short videos on telling your testimony. I mean, I'm getting that literally if you start, it'll be something that you can do from home, which could be a combination of you writing and then having a platform to then speak about what you write. It says home is the harbor of the soul. It's the safest place that you can be. Change your environment. So if your work environment was going into an office, yeah, there is some very, hold on. We need to clear the negative energy. God, please get rid of this energy. Whatever energy is in the workplace right now, there is something that's pulling. I feel it like pulling on my shoulder. So maybe these people have tried to dump too much weight on you. I mean, I swear to God, some companies can be so like that. They can just be really, really, like putting too many burdens on somebody. And then you have people in the company. This is okay. The love affair card is talking about, beware of love affairs at work rarely end well. Don't lose your mind. So again, you may end up meeting somebody on the internet or in this new working place. And it's just warning you that if somebody's going to want to be involved in your destiny, point blank, period, which to me looks like you using your voice, doing motivational speaking. This could also be you being some type of life coach or taking whatever knowledge that you already have and then bringing it to help other people grow. And so what I'm getting is that for you to do this, you already have, like, you can still work the job that you're at to pay your bills while you build up this other thing on the side. Empowerment coaching. Thank you. That is absolutely just perfect. That's a perfect way to explain it. But yeah, and giving out certain tips. I feel like you're going to make videos, and then you're also going to write a book. And then in the videos, you're going to talk about your book, and your book is your testimony. Yeah, this is all about foresight. This is all about foresight. So looking into the future, it says pay attention to the things that are important to ensure wealth. So yeah, somebody is going to want to invest in. I feel like once you start doing this empowerment coaching online, you're going to have people that flock to you that are going to want, that are going to, I want to say, want and need more assistance behind the scenes. And then that's where you're going to get actual clients. So in your videos, you'll probably have a link to another website that you'll create where these people can go and actually book a session with you. And that way you can, it's kind of like, yeah, an empowerment coach is what I would say. It's like you're empowering them to either use their abilities or to get their life together. And some people really do need the motivation and the guidance because they just don't know what the next step is. But I feel like you're going to be able to use your gift of foresight. Oh, I'm so sorry that you were diagnosed with that. Okay, that's another reason that makes this so compatible. So you may also, I mean, that's part of your testimony. What I'm getting with the bipolar disorder, and I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose anything. So make sure that you do see a doctor. And if they say medication is the thing, then take the medication if it helps. Okay. But there are a lot of people that are suffering from that, like it's witchcraft. So when you got diagnosed, like whenever you started having the symptoms of this disorder, there is a demonic attachment that goes along with this. It's not just something that's like chemically going on. This is a spiritual thing. So you may end up counseling other people through this duality, this transformation. You may end up counseling other people how to transform and how to heal. There is this one doctor, and her name is Tara Brock. She does video classes on radical compassion. I mean, she has like a whole, she has an entire plethora of different techniques that she's created from going through her own mental health struggles, right? And she's actually a doctor. And so I'm getting that you may have things that you are going to create to help you deal with this, because there is a transformation that's going on. Knowing that this is something that's spiritual, that's happening, and it's causing something in the physical. I don't want you to be afraid of the unknown or afraid, what I say about duality, or afraid of basically this condition, because I feel like that in the future we're all going to have, yeah, oh, thank you. In the future we're all going to have like more information on how these spiritual conditions are caused. But if you could figure out who it was that you were around when this got triggered, or if there was something like a death in the family. Okay. I feel like you're going to be able to go to the origination of the trigger and then heal your bloodline, basically. I do feel like this is something that is not affecting everyone in the family. Bali and Sedona. Interesting. So I wonder if there are gateways or portals or vortexes there. It may benefit you to visit both of those places. You may end up getting a healing that helps you go within, and you're going to uncover. I feel like this is something that, because like I'm looking at your family members and I feel like they don't necessarily all have this condition. So this could be somebody that was cursing the women in your bloodline. Yeah, I would work on removing those curses. So we ask Most High God that anybody that's suffering from this bipolar disorder, no matter whether it's one or two, that the demons be removed from this. And part of it is duality, part of it is shadow work, and part of it is getting, the psychological help. That's why I feel like you being an empowerment coach is going to be the best thing for you. This duality. Look at this public face. Yeah. Because the thing is like, I don't feel like this other side of you, I feel like it's being influenced by something. So when you're having episodes, I feel like that's being influenced by something. I feel like even with having this condition and working through it, you're still going to be able to become this I want to say famous face, this public face. And again, don't be ashamed of it, because from what I can see, this is not something that you did to yourself. You did not call on a demon or any of that shit. This is something that somebody has tried to do to you and to your entire feminine side of your bloodline. You've been hospitalized so many times because you tried to stop taking the drugs, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Think of the medication. I would call it medicine. Think of the medication as something, as a tool that you're going to use this tool until you have done all of the healing that's needed for you to get off of it. Don't think that you're going to have to be on it forever. Okay. But until you are to that space where you could start talking to your doctor about coming off of it or whatever, the medication is helping you create it. See, somebody is continuously sending this bullshit witchcraft to you. And this person, when you return this back, I would be praying Psalm 91 and include this condition and ask God to heal this condition and heal whatever's behind it. You may end up discovering something about this that's going to help other people who are also in the same situation or similar situations. I do also have like ADHD, because I'm picking up on it being like the reason why it's kind of hard for you to get off the medicine is because you've got two different things going on. So I don't know if you were diagnosed with ADHD, but yeah, even with that, you may end up coming up with techniques for people who are bipolar or who do, thank you, or who do have ADHD, so that they can live a more normal life. You know what I mean? People look so down on like mental illnesses, and they don't realize that all of this shit is caused by either karma or witchcraft, or both sometimes. And it's not your fault. Like, yes, it's your responsibility, but it's not your fault that somebody wanted to curse your bloodline, right? And I feel like that there's just a couple people in the bloodline that, I'm not seeing that this is a permanent situation. This is something you can work through and heal. And there are different types of bipolar, where there's bipolar that you have all the time, and then there's bipolar that can be triggered by certain events. So start thinking of of your life it's going to be a testimony for other people. Yes, yes, absolutely, a child of prophecy. That's why people are coming at you like this. Like when I was diagnosed with different things, look at this wisdom. Look at that wisdom. I went from all of a sudden being fine to the next day not being fine. I knew that it was witchcraft, and I told everybody it was witchcraft. Nobody wanted to listen and believe me. And so whatever. But now that I figure it out, I still take the medicine, I use it as a tool until I don't need it anymore. But eventually, God's going to take that all away. So I would just continue to be very close to the Most High God, pray about it, and then also pray for the other women in your family. Because like I said, I feel like this is, yeah, a child of prophecy. Look at this wisdom. And the foresight, that's prophecy. I also feel like somebody's really attracted to you. I don't know who this person is, but they want to support you. Wow. So yeah, this wisdom that you gain, insight into how you deal with things, is going to be the light that you share with others that helps them. Yes, in very similar conditions. Yeah. Perfect fit. See, exactly. Finding the right path, the fit with the soul, the ideal job. You're meant to be here. So when it comes to starting this new, platform, this new, I mean, it's going to be a combination of like books, because I feel like you may end up creating a course for people that's going to help them with their mental health, and it's going to help them with their spiritual health as well. Yeah, it does feel like it's a twin flame energy. It's somebody who's extremely attracted to you, but I don't know why they haven't come towards you yet. Maybe they're trying to get their ducks in a row. I feel like this other person could be going through the same exact things that you're going through at this time. But yeah, there are a lot of people that are always looking for new ways. Like Tara Brach, she came up with this rain technique, and it's like anytime something gets triggered, you go through this whole process called rain. Yeah, and you know what? That's okay. It's totally okay that you're not ready, because divine timing is divine timing. It's going to happen at the right time. So this is giving you the kind of insight into what you can start working on the side, and start taking little steps towards it. And then the best advice I can give you is to be very compassionate with yourself. I would start listening to Tara Brach's lectures and stuff like that. She always has, the show is really good. It's a YouTube platform. But what she does is she like brings in other doctors and other types of therapists and stuff like that, and she interviews them, and then they all talk about how to deal with emotions, how to process trauma. They talk about how the brain works, and I feel like you're going to be able to get a lot of insight from that. And then you're also going to be healing yourself, which is going to give you more insight on how to help other people. And so yeah, being like an empowerment coach, and I do feel like, you're going to draw to you people that are going through something similar. But the thing is that when this lover comes in, they're going to help you become more stable emotionally. Power, authority. Somebody fears the power of the women in your family, and it has to do with this gift of prophecy, point blank, period. They're definitely afraid of that. And they only need to be afraid of that if they're doing bad. But again, they see you as being very powerful, and then somebody wants to, I'm getting that you have an enemy that's been trying to get you to act out of character for a very long time. Yeah, luck is definitely on your side, because this is you making it out of a situation where, you are being, I feel like people that are bipolar, people who have been fucked with the most, they've been put in the worst situations where other people wouldn't survive. And so it creates like like that other duality, that other side. And the more that you accept yourself and love yourself, the more that other side is not going to feel like it needs to act out. Because You know, there could be parts of what you're going through that could be divine or righteous rage. And again, rage is not positive, anger is not positive, but when it's righteous, when you have a real reason to be upset, you may end up creating a technique to process emotions that are very dense. Authority, power and authority, literally, that somebody fears your power and authority in the spirit. They know that you're supposed to be this public face. How do they know that? I'm not for sure. Maybe they've obviously been interested you. Like, if you could go back to when you got diagnosed and what was going on, who was in your life, you may be able to figure out the person that was doing this to you. And I'm not making you a victim, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of witchcraft and spell work involved in why you are experiencing this experience. And before, like, I don't feel like you were bipolar your entire life. I'm kind of picking up on that, or when you got diagnosed, there was something going on, like with somebody else, maybe a friend or a neighbor or something like that. I feel like if you start looking, like if you start searching and looking for whatever the trigger was or whatever it is, you know, and with therapy, always, I would say, definitely have a therapist. Definitely have a therapist. Your old best friend, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly who did this. That's exactly who did this. They were a psychic vampire. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you feel like when you go through trauma or struggles like this, the best thing is to help others instead of becoming part of the circle. You break it. That's exactly it. And Phoenix Empress, you are somebody that has the power and authority to call judgment down on this person and to break this curse. So I do feel like with therapy, with medication, those are two different, you know, and if you have a doctor and all that and a therapist, that's two different ways that you can work on the issue. Okay. Because it's like literally that is it so crazy. Literally, that's so crazy. Are your parents your real family? Are they benevolent? I don't know. I'm getting some type of like deceit. Okay. There may be something about your birth that you don't know. The energy did just shift. Yeah, there may be something about your birth that you don't know. But oh my God. When I asked that question about are they benevolent? Are they your family? I am getting some type of like negative on that. I don't know. Um, that would be another really important thing to know about. Yeah, even you felt it. Seriously. Me too. Yeah, their mindset is very fear-based. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And the whole thing with the old best friend, like you know who was doing this. Okay, I went through the same exact experience. Um Yeah, you thought that they were reptilians. They could be. They could be. Yeah, I went through the same exact experience and it was a best friend that I had as well that did it to me overnight. Like they had a condition that was going to unalive them no matter what. It's called I think cystic fibrosis or something like that. But anyways, it was some type of lung disorder thing. And this person started using me and my energy as like a dialysis machine to keep that person alive. Russia, fear and scared feeling hitting you. Yeah, I definitely feel, yeah, why? It's definitely has to do with whatever the energy is with your parents. There's some darkness there. Not to say that they don't love you though, but you know, they like how reptilians love is a little bit different than how humans love. That's why, you know, you're feeling unloved your entire life, which is really sad because you are actually loved and appreciated. And this ex-best friend, if you have anything of theirs, yes, they love you on conditional terms. That's all that they know how to do, you know? And that's a reptilian thing. Reptilians will bite the heads off of their own children, like if they piss them off. So, um, it's very conditional. It's extremely conditional relationship. But if that old best friend ever gave you an autumn, and there may be something changing. Maybe this new business is going to come about in autumn. But yeah, if this person gave you any type of object, I want you to get rid of it. Yes, but I'm glad that you are knowing that whatever was going on at work, there was a draining energy, and your friend was another draining energy. I mean, like literally taking your life force to the point where you would not be alive, or you would fall into some type of mental or physical health issue. I mean, that's bad. That friend was evil, like evil. Independence. They did not want you to be independent, that person. And I do feel like that somebody is afraid of you being independent, which is really weird. Why would somebody not want you to have your stuff together? It says manage money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Don't depend on others. Yeah, you parted ways with other people too that were not contributing to, but I'm getting that this is specifically spell work. So, praying for a reversal. God, we pray for a reversal on that condition and a healing for anything that it caused or that it stirs up, because literally, we're willing to do the spiritual work, God, to heal from this. And it's coming to the surface. It says money matters. It's expense, save, cut, cost, resource, plan ahead, make an informed choice, invest your money wisely. I do feel like somebody wants to benefit off of your energy. Yes, they were definitely draining your feminine energy, definitely draining your masculine energy. They were just trying to take your life force. And if they gave you an object, you need to get rid of the object. I don't care how. And I would just go through your house and make sure you don't have anything that person gave you. Whatever this demonic energy is that's kind of like trying to cloak, we rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We're asking and calling upon the Most High God to heal this condition, to heal this, and to heal whatever is going on with money, because somebody wants what's yours, but what's yours is for you. Point blank, period. You could have seen something about this friend and then moved away from them and been like, okay, I'm not interacting with this person anymore. They're obviously doing witchcraft on me. Yeah, the money tree. See, this new endeavor that you create is going to be building a money tree. It's like literally going to be planting a money tree. You may want to look into getting a money tree plant and put it in. Like, I'm getting that if you were to dedicate a certain part of your home to being like an office, that you would be able to start this up on the side. And yes, energy vampires. Yeah. And so you could have had an underlying condition of something being cursed into the bloodline. But then when you have an energy vampire come and take all of your good energy, their bipolar, psychic draining ass is going to try to switch and exchange energies with you. And that's what they've done. See, this vampire is exhausted because they know that they've taken some type of resource from you, trying to take the fruits of your labor, and this is backfired. You're still going to get what God has for you. Point blank, period. And God is not happy with this person. Holy shit. When I say that God is pissed off at this person, so this is all something we can learn from, because literally you may be helping other people get rid of, psychic vampires specifically. You may end up writing a book about psychic protection. Savings. So yeah, this is just talking about that when you get this, this entrepreneur idea up and running, you're going to be able to save money. And then you're going to reap the fruits of your own labor. And as long as you don't have that psychic, you'll know who the psychic vampires are in your life, basically. This savings energy, this piggy bank energy is just like as you start to grow online, be very patient with yourself. Okay. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you take little steps each day, it is going to happen. You'll be able to eventually you'll be able to stop having to go to work and slave there, and you'll be able to start working from home. And so that's what I'm seeing. If you work on it little by little, this talks about that you always need to put something away for a bad day. You know what you can do? Start another account. Let's say that you like primarily use Cash App or something. I would start like a PayPal account, and just when you start getting revenue from this work that you do from the book, have it go into a separate account and have that account be for savings. Look at this, star power. You're also going to be called to invest your money. I feel like you can do, when it said self-sufficient and public face, I feel like you're going to be the public face of healing for a lot of people. You're going to be able to do all of this by yourself, recording, editing, whatever this is, meditations. Maybe you're going to get sound bowls and use that as part of your technique. But yeah, you may want to look into Diksha and doing Diksha meditation. Okay, integrating that or incorporating that. This star power says become an influencer of the company and earn fame and popularity. Yeah, you're going to be the public face of this. And I'm getting that people are going to flock to you because it's your energy. This is why you had such a yeah. So again, when this ending comes in, you're going to be able to transition. It says this cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change, rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. So when you gain this star power, which you already have, but when people start seeing it, you're going to have people flocking to you. They're going to be wanting guidance from you, or I would say like empowerment from you. And they're also going to be, sending you either super chats, like, or tips. So that's why I was saying opening up another thing for, just another banking app where people can have and you love to sing. So you can incorporate singing and the singing bowls as well, helping people that expression. Yeah, I definitely picked up that somebody was trying to keep you out of the music industry, but I wasn't going to bring it up because I feel like it doesn't matter. Like you're going to be in the content creation industry. I am so grateful that we all met as well. Yeah. And when you create this, I would love to come to your classes. I feel like you're going to just be getting so much wisdom that you're going to really be able to help other people with it. And, this may end up making a few people jealous, but I want you to continue doing it either way. Look at this new beginning, endings and new beginning. This is not anything you need to be afraid of. It says you will start a new job and life, a clean sweep over. And the thing is that what you do online with this home-based business, it's like literally going to be creating so much positive karma for you that you're going to have people that donate. You're going to have people that need sessions. It's just going to create more work. But I feel like, what I'm getting is that you're not going to need anybody else to help you. Sweet success. Yeah, it's not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it to get what you want. Yes, I definitely believe that we're all a soul tribe. And I feel like this was brought up today so that I could take a look at it and tell you my experience. It was a best friend that I had, wanted my fate, wanted my destiny, wanted my energy. And they would do things on a day-to-day basis because they were my next door neighbor to drive me insane. You've feared your success and failure your entire life. Yeah, I could definitely understand where this could be a little bit unsettling, but I was just smelling sunscreen. So you may end up going out in the sun and getting a download. I feel like when you look, you will find, and you are looking for success. This could be a little mini vacation that you take. Always remember to treat yourself good. Yeah. This is basically telling me that choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties, you are on the right track. And the looking, have an eye for beauty and uncover hidden charms. You're going to be able to see what the next step is in your healing journey. Wow, those glitches are really weird. I don't know why that happens. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you don't need to fear success. The only thing that I would be afraid of is not following the path that God's laid, because that could lead to ruin. But like I said, somebody was trying to take advantage of you, your energy, and your abilities before you ever came into awareness of them. Yeah, the screen glitch. I don't know how, I'm not for sure how that happens. But we rebuke the spirit of bipolar and whatever demonic attachment has to do with that. We ask that God intercede on our behalf. And we also ask that God look at whoever this friend was that started doing this witchcraft on you. It was to make you go crazy. I mean, they definitely were cursing all the females in your family. And so we ask that that be removed. We're generational curse breakers. And look at this public face and duality. See, you're going to have a physical testimony that you're going to be able to relay to other people that's going to help them. And you may end up starting like empowerment coaching, or like a congregation, maybe not a congregation, but a class. It's not like Christianity, but it's like a group of people are going to all flock to you because they're going to need your guidance. You definitely have a gift within you that's going to help you connect with other people. So yeah, continue to rebuke this friend, talk to God about it, say, God, well, however you want to talk to God, but I would talk to God about it and ask, is there anything else that I can do in the physical? If there's anything that I was just hearing St. John's wort. Okay. That is it's an herb. So you may want to look into either burning that, or if you can make a tea out of it. I do feel like for every physical thing that we have going on in life, like every disease, I feel like there's an herb that can fix it. Yes, can't mess with the chosen one. And then also there is a crystal that's called crazy lace agate. I think that's what it's called. And that one really helps with all mental conditions. So yeah, I would take little steps, because you don't want to be working for a company the rest of your life, especially when you're going through this healing and spiritual journey now, where it's time for you to step into your own shoes and to fulfill your destiny. So this other person was taking advantage of the fact that you weren't living in your destined truth. And so they did some type of manipulation, but this is going to come back on them big time. You work at a salon, so you are working with crazy bitches. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I don't know who this ex-friend was, if they worked at the salon, but that's also, you may end up creating two channels, one where you teach people how to do their hair and one where you mentor people. Exactly, 100%. Can't go back to the matrix after being awakened and embracing your gifts. That's exactly it. And the fact that you are awakened and embracing your gifts, God is going to keep supporting you so that you can be successful. All right. So I hope that helped you, Phoenix Empress. All right, we're going to finish out this collective reading. I just realized we're at 1 hour and 28 minutes, but that's okay. So this person, I feel like this is all tied together into what we're talking about today. You being single, self-sufficient, the Star, and a Queen of Pentacles. Somebody's carrying a lot of burdens. See, this is like the bipolar energy. It's like Nine of Swords. These people are in the Nine of Swords. They're carrying a lot of burdens because of what they've done. And the thing is that these burdens are mental burdens. They're emotional burdens. It's like deep emotional pain and depression that they're experiencing. These people are not sleeping at night. They're being haunted because of something that they've done. And it was something that they did to you that they should not have done. Like that's the most cruel, sadistic, evil thing, to mess with somebody's mental health. And you could have also had an ex that was very gaslighting you and just bullshitting you. And that's another, I feel like people don't take that as serious as it should be when people are messing with other people's mental health. The Five of Wands. This ex friend of yours is fighting a battle of their life. Again, they were trying to compete with you for some shit that already belongs to you. This person could have been hiding their spirituality from you, or hiding the fact that they practice dark spirituality, if that makes sense. Yes, it is. The readings are coming in the same. Yeah, it's like experiences and advices for the collective. Absolutely. I've noticed that. Whenever it's a personal reading, there's also something in this reading that talks about it. It's like there's no coincidence. No, Sean, I'm not. But if you send me a $20 super chat, probably not today because we're at an hour and 30 minutes. With your question, I will answer your question and pull cards. The moon. So this person was working with the moon, and we know that, they were being tested when it comes to you guys. This ex-friend, this person, they were working with the moon, trying to compete with you for your destiny because they see you single and self-sufficient. This person was always jealous of you. Yeah. This person was always jealous of you. That's crazy. That's crazy. They were never going to tell you this. So this happened for a reason. Yeah, look at this rainbow child. I really feel like this person was childish. They need to be very concerned about the demon. If this ex-friend of yours has a child, they need to be very concerned about this witchcraft backfiring on their family. Because God's going to only allow something to go on for a certain amount of time. And then once that time is over, God calls judgment. And then these people have to face up to what they've done. And sometimes the punishment is, this person's bloodline or children being given the same condition that they tried to give you. And maybe this person wasn't trying to give you a condition, but they were using an entity to drain your energy. Four of Wands. And I don't know if all people that go through bipolar, if they experience that or how it's caused, but I do get that it's caused by witchcraft. Like for me, it was like one day I was fine. The next day I was not fine. And I knew exactly who had done it because the people came to me in my dreams and confessed. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So yeah, this Four of Wands, you're going to complete your project. I also feel like this is you working at home. You're going to be single, self-sufficient. And this other person, they may end up losing a child. That's sad. If this ex-friend were to, after you get this ex-friend up out of your energy, they may try to contact you. Yeah, absolutely, Girl Gone. That's definitely happening. They may try to contact you and they're going to try to reattach something. When they do that, do not talk to this person. You could even say like, I don't give you consent to do whatever you're doing to my energy, and I'm not exchanging energy with you, and I'm not exchanging gifts with you, and I'm not exchanging health with you. You cannot have my mental health. You cannot have my physical health. I would just say, you're not welcome. You're uninvited. If this person tries to, because once you get your energy back, it's like pulling your sanity back from this person and their bloodline is going to start to lose. This is all about your Wheel of Fortune. And again, fortune and wealth is health. Like this person was trying to affect your Wheel of Fortune, and they didn't realize that it's basically going to block them from ever having access to a Wheel of Fortune, which is crazy. Wow. Yeah, and we also, thank you, Girl Gone. We also rebuke any witchcraft that was done in our families by any family member or ancestor that could be causing any type of condition now. It feels like somebody was just draining your life force, like to the point where your mental health was going. Now this is going to be what happens to them. They wanted to have a victory over you so bad. They should have thought about their own children, death. What did I say about this being death magic? So there is something with these conditions and death magic. This is going to be returned back to this person. They may end up losing a child. That's extremely sad. I mean, it maybe won't be losing them to death, but it could be losing that their child becomes sick with the same disorder that they tried to give you. Because trust me, if their parent is a psychic vampire, their children has the same DNA as well. They're also a psychic vampire. Six of Pentacles. This was always about breadcrumbing you on your own energy, or having the universe. This person wanted to see you breadcrumbed, no matter where you went on the world. Because they wanted your life. No, your life is not for them. This person is not you. They don't have the same destiny. They can't have your energy. It's a no. We're calling our energy and our power and our mental sanity and our mental stability back to us. And we're not giving anybody consent to mess with that. In fact, we rebuke them and we accuse them and report them to the Most High God and what they've been doing and what their soul's been doing for the past forever. What their soul has been doing forever. Ace of Cups. Look at this. Loving energy coming from the universe. So again, where these people were trying to really stop you guys, this loving, overflowing, loving family cup of abundance is here for you. Negative energy at work is rather stay in, even though it's physically and mentally hurting them. Yeah, it's sad for sure. It's definitely sad. I mean, this person that did this to you is about to be restricted in some type of way. I'm also getting that they may sell substances. I don't know why I'm picking that up. But this ex-best friend or whoever this person was. The Three of Cups. Yeah, they were definitely trying to stop your abundance and your harvest and your popularity. This person wanted you to be seen as crazy so that people would not believe what you said about them. Wow, how petty and low vibrational. And how this fact that this person and their entire bloodline is really unimportant to the Most High God, they need to really be careful because they're messing with the High Priestess. And who is also a star. These people tried to sacrifice you. And that could have been literally what caused this all to happen. Archangel Michael is here reversing this sacrifice. I'm not even joking. Protecting you because of your intuitive and spiritual abilities. Wow. So yeah, they were definitely pulling on the Piscean energy in your birth chart. Like I said, they're going to be restricted. They're going to be permanently restricted from ever doing this again. This person may go to jail for it. This person could very well be being watched by the feds. They could be picked up on the charge of trying to use witchcraft to unalive somebody else or to steal their energy. I also feel like if this person belongs to any Christian group or any Torah or any type of whatever the other religions are, these other religions are seeing that this person is not right, and that whatever you claimed about them was 100% true the entire time. Yes, they were doing whatever you thought that this person was doing. They were doing it. Judgment. Judgment has literally been called. These people are going to have to answer for why they tried to mentally imprison you and why they tried to extort you emotionally and extort you physically. And like, I do not believe if you didn't want to be this person's friend, that gives them the right to attack you and try to sacrifice you like this. Hell no. And if they got help from their mother or anybody else, these people are also up under judgment and they will also be restricted. The Seven of Wands, like I said, you having to defend yourself against this person is going to cause them to be basically restricted. They're not going to ever be able to do whatever this spiritual practice was with the devil. They're not ever going to be able to do this devilment again. In fact, they may be imprisoned, trapped in their mind with a demon attached to them. This person should not have came for you. This was such a bad idea. And literally, what an idiot. This friend thought that they knew you, your ins and outs, your birth chart and all this shit. I don't care what type of information they had, you know, they don't actually know you. And you've been so kind to this person. You have not struck back, even though they've poked you a billion times. And they continually try to play around in your energy, and Archangel Michael is not having it. Yeah, you are moving into the energy of being the emperor, which means that you're going to be able to regulate your own emotions. Yeah, so when my experience of going through the bipolar was one day I had a dream about my neighbors coming to me and they were cursing me and they were telling me that they were cursing me. And then they actually were bullying me like outside my door. They would be playing music really loud in their car outside my door. And then they would start setting up rock circles and all sorts of different witchcraft items and putting it in my yard. They would come every night at a certain time, knock on my door, try to record me, and then they would pour vinegar into whatever they had buried outside. And so I was always trying to cleanse what they had buried outside. But yeah, all of this stuff. See, the thing is that these people believed that the devil was going to do something good for them. I literally went insane overnight. Well, not insane, but I went to that other overnight when they started doing this witchcraft. It was literally overnight. So I know that one was connected to the other. There was no coincidences. And they were doing so much witchcraft on me and my bloodline that both of my birth parents unalived themselves at different times in life when they were not together. And it was because of this witchcraft that these fucking Mormons and weird ass people that were living around me were doing. People pretend to Mormons or whatever. But yeah, they basically caused this shit. Ooh, they're going to have to deal with it on a massive level. The magician, what did I just say? That they did this magic and overnight that shit happened? No, these people were trying to fucking kill me. And they were trying to do this dumb shit to you as well. Now you're stepping into the energy of the emperor and the magician. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry I went through it too, but maybe it was so that I could tell you about this, that there is something you can do about it. You can reverse it. So what is the outcome going to be for this devil energy? These people were like, also, because it was my neighbor, they were like doing voodoo on me. They had multiple practitioners contacting me and threatening me. And they were like hammering nails into the wall every day, all like hammering, doing noise intimidation. This person did everything in their power to get me to kill myself. And yeah. Wow. Mana Lady did magic on her kids to not find love. That's so low. When you attack a children, you are a different type of fucked up, okay? I feel like children, no matter how they behave, should always be protected. The 10 of Pentacles. This was definitely because these people were trying to get me to go away. They wanted me to move. And then they started working with the police to get me out. Doing witchcraft and then working with the police. So this is basically what it is. Somebody doesn't want you to have a 10 of Pentacles. They don't want you having this inheritance or gift or money. Again, it's not their business. But yeah, I had multiple neighbors that were doing this shit to me. I feel like you guys are dealing with one type of person that worked with other people. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. And the thing is like this friend could have said, oh, you're spreading rumors. It's not rumors if it's the fucking truth. Okay. First of all, and the truth can be seen by people. People have access to spiritual downloads. This Ace of Wands is your energy. This is basically your fertility and abundance being secure. And no matter what, this energy is going to reverse back on this devil and back on this person. You may see this person go into the mental hospital or have a great fall. If they were to ever contact you again, do not answer them back. Okay. Because they're just going to be trying to get to do the same thing. They're going to be trying to switch out your health. Like I said, this person had a condition that would kill them no matter what. They were using my energy to keep them alive. And then after I moved away from them and all that shit, they still, for about a year, were trying to use my energy through doing witchcraft and all that nonsense. This devil energy is in the Tower. Their abuse of power is going to cause this person to have a great fall. And, you know, just like Humpty Dumpty, this person is going to fall, be cracked open, and at least God's here to put you back together. God's not going to put this person back together. Well, why would God, after this person falls, God's not going to put this person back together, because God knows that this person would just go and do the same shit right over again, that they did not learn their lesson. And that, you know, I do feel like this person's been exposed, though, whether it's in their family or religion or whatever, they've been exposed for what they were doing. Yeah, they didn't want you getting this Ace of Pentacles from God. This is something that they thought that they were going to steal from you. Riddle me that. How are you going to steal from God? That's crazy. So yeah, the more that you connect with spirit, the less episodes you will have. But always communicate with your doctor and be very open with your doctor on what you're going through. Okay, yeah, the Tower and the Eight of Cups, they're going to have to walk away. They're going to have to walk away disappointed, dissatisfied, and this person may spend the rest of their life in a mental institution because of this death magic that they did. That's crazy. A Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So they were working with somebody, but this person doesn't have power. Not like they think. This person's not powerful. They think that this shit is so strong. They have no idea what is about to happen to them. They should not have tried to alchemize your guys' energy with death. That was a bad idea. That was the worst. Yeah, I always felt like an outcast for sure. But you guys are not. You're just special people. And not special in a retarded way, special in a good way. In a good way that God is going to come through for you guys. And God's going to protect you. I would seriously start talking to God about the entire thing. Because, yeah, if I would have been in the situation that I was in now with what I've learned, if you were to ever experience somebody attacking you, like with what I went through, I took a few pictures, but I should have really recorded those people outside my door doing the witchcraft. Never give anybody a key to your house. That's not a family member. Okay. I would not let this person anywhere near you ever again. But yeah, you guys are not outcasts. You're just unique people, and you're special and precious to God. And so God is going to keep you in a good space, and you're going to watch this other person. They may end up passing away, to be quite honest, because their intention was to make you pass away. So that may be what happens to them. People do stuff like that. I know, it's crazy. I never would have believed it until I experienced it myself. But yeah, they just didn't like me because of my abilities, but you guys are going to be good. All right. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you guys. I'm giving you air hugs and lots of support. Peace be with you. Please like this video, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, so that you are notified every time that I go live. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Have a wonderful day. You guys, you're so welcome. Okay. Know that God loves you, and I do as well. Okay. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Bye.